You've been lied to. Not by an enemy, not by a stranger, by the same people who told you, study hard, get a good job, and life will be fine. Maybe you followed that advice perfectly. Maybe you got the degree, got the job, got the salary, and yet here you are, still counting days until payday, still one emergency away from panic, still wondering why it feels like you're running, but going nowhere. Here's what nobody tells you. The salary system was never designed to make you rich. It was designed to keep you useful. Machiavelli said something brutal about this over 500 years ago. He said, "The man who depends on others for his survival will never truly be free." And that one line changed how I see money forever. So whether you have a job, a salary, or a small business, it doesn't matter. What matters is what you're about to understand in the next 20 minutes. Because this isn't a video about motivation, this is a video about survival. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You get paid. Within 3 days, rent gone, bills gone, EMI gone. Whatever's left, you promise yourself you'll save it. And somehow, by the 25th of the month, even that is gone. You're not irresponsible. You're not lazy. You are trapped in a system that was built to drain you. Here's the brutal truth most financial videos will never say out loud. Income is not wealth. Income is a leash. Think about it this way. A dog on a leash gets food every day, gets shelter every day. But the moment the owner stops providing it, has nothing. Most salaried people are living exactly like that, fed just enough, never truly free. Machiavelli warned about this in The Prince. He wrote, "A prince who relies entirely on fortune is lost the moment fortune changes." Replace the word prince with employee. Replace fortune with salary. The moment your company decides you're no longer needed, your entire financial world collapses. And the scariest part is, most people don't realize this until it's already happening. Now, before you think this is about hating your job, stop. This is about something much deeper. The real problem isn't your salary. The real problem is that you've been trained to think like an employee, even outside of working hours. Employee thinking says, how do I earn more? Wealthy thinking says, how do I make money work without me? Employee thinking says, I need a raise. Wealthy thinking says, I need a system. Employee thinking waits. Wealthy thinking builds. Take Andrew Carnegie, the man who built the American steel empire. Born so poor, his family left Scotland with almost nothing. At 13, he was working in a factory for pennies. But Carnegie had one habit that separated him from every other poor worker around him. He watched. He studied. He asked one question constantly. How does the owner think? Not, how do I get paid more? But how does the owner build? That one mental shift took him from a factory floor to becoming one of the richest men in history. Machiavelli called this the difference between the lion and the sheep. The sheep follows the path, the lion creates it. Which one are you right now? Be honest with yourself. Now, let's get practical, because mindset alone won't save you. You need to see exactly where your money is dying. The first leak is the comfort spend. Every single night you're tired. You've worked hard. You deserve a little comfort, right? So you order food, you scroll, you buy that thing you've been eyeing online. None of it feels big. 300 here, 500 there, 1,000 on the weekend. But here's what nobody shows you. That 300 daily food order over 1 month is 9,000 rupees. Over 1 year, that's more than 1 lakh rupees. That is not comfort spending. That is your future bleeding out slowly. Machiavelli said, the wounds that kill you
are never the obvious ones. They are the small cuts you ignore every day. The second leak is the status trap. Someone at your office buys a new phone and something inside you feels uncomfortable. Someone on Instagram posts a vacation photo and you start thinking, maybe I should book one too. This is the most dangerous leak because it doesn't feel like weakness. It feels like motivation. But what it actually is someone else controlling your wallet without even knowing your name. Machiavelli said, "The man who tries to impress everyone ends up being controlled by everyone." Your spending is being decided by people you don't even know. That is not freedom. That is a very expensive prison. The third leak is the debt illusion. Buy now, pay later. 0% EMI, easy finance. These are the most beautiful traps ever created because they don't feel like debt. They feel like opportunity. A 50,000 rupee phone on 12-month EMI means you pay 54 to 56,000 total with charges. Meanwhile, that phone is worth 25,000 in resale within 1 year. You paid extra and got poorer in the process. Machiavelli would call this paying the enemy with your own weapons. So, right now, in your mind, identify your biggest leak. Comfort spend, status trap, or debt illusion. Because you cannot fix what you refuse to see. Now this is where things change. Not theory, not motivation, an actual system, step by step. Strategy 1 is pay yourself before anyone else. Most people's financial order looks like this: rent, bills, food, entertainment, and maybe savings if anything is left. Flip it. The very moment your salary arrives, before rent, before bills, before anything, move a fixed amount into a separate account, even if it's 500 rupees, even if it feels pointless. Rockefeller did this from his very first job, not because he was already rich, because he understood one truth: the person who never pays themselves will always be poor. This is not about the amount. This is about training your brain to believe that your future matters more than your present comfort. Once that habit is locked in, everything else changes. Strategy 2 is the invisible account. Your biggest enemy is convenience. If your savings are in the same account as your spending, it will get spent, guaranteed. Open a second account at a different bank with no debit card, no UPI linked, no app on your phone. Automate a transfer every payday. Then forget it exists. Out of sight is out of temptation, and out of temptation is how wealth quietly builds. Machiavelli called this strategic distance. A great commander never keeps his reserves on the front line. He keeps them hidden and protected. Your savings are your reserve army. Protect them accordingly. Strategy 3 is stop buying things and start buying assets. Every rupee you spend either disappears forever or grows and comes back multiplied. Spending on gadgets and comfort disappears. Investing in index funds, skills, and digital products comes back. Even 1,000 rupees invested every month at 12% return over 10 years becomes over 23 lakh rupees. Not luck, ownership. Warren Buffett said, "If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die." Build systems, not just income. Strategy 4 is create one extra stream. Not 16 hours of hustle, not 3 jobs. One small thing you can monetize. A skill like writing, editing, designing, or teaching. A digital product like templates, guides, or notes. One small freelance client. Even 5,000 rupees extra per month invested over 5 years becomes your freedom fund, your option. Options are power. The person with options can walk away from anything that doesn't serve them. Machiavelli wrote, "Never put yourself in a position where you must rely on one source to survive. One job, one income, one source, that is vulnerability. One extra stream changes everything." Now here's the part most people skip, and it's the most important. You can know every strategy, every investment tip, every wealth hack, and still stay poor. Because the deepest trap isn't financial, it's psychological. It's the belief that you don't deserve more. Society programs you to stay small, to not ask for too much, to be grateful for what you have. And gratitude is good. But gratitude without ambition is surrender. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be bold than cautious, because fortune favors those who push, not those who wait." The people who stay stuck are waiting for the right time, waiting for more money, waiting for permission that will never come. Because nobody is coming to save you. No government, no boss, no lucky break. The only person who will change your financial life is you. And the moment you truly accept that, not as a motivational quote, but as a cold, hard fact, that is the moment everything begins to shift. So let's bring it all together. The salary trap is real. The comfort leaks are real. The status spending is real. The debt illusion is real. But none of these are permanent. Every single one can be broken with awareness and one small daily action. Pay yourself first. Track every rupee. Build one invisible account. Create one extra stream. Invest even when it feels pointless. These are not get-rich-quick tricks. These are the silent habits of people who eventually, quietly, powerfully, build a life nobody can take from them. Machiavelli didn't write The Prince to teach cruelty. He wrote it to teach reality. And the reality is this: the world will not give you power. You must build it, quietly, consistently, without waiting for anyone's approval. That is the real wealth secret. Not a stock tip, not a side hustle trend, not a viral investment. A decision. A decision that you are no longer going to be a passenger in your own financial life. If this video shifted something in your thinking, even one small thing, drop a comment below and tell me, what is the one thing you are changing starting today? And if you want to go deeper into Machiavelli's strategies for wealth and real power, then subscribe, because what's coming next will go even further. See you in the next one.